right, so here you can see we have the main screen. On the left side, we have access to our notifications. And if I pull the top down, I access my quick toggles and my brightness slider. We have a whole bunch of widgets on this side, as you can see. And the best part is we can see videos on the actual cover display, which is fantastic. Let's dive in. And before we dive in, there's going to be an exclusive link below for sakitech viewers for the Galaxy Z Flip 5 with the following benefits. Instant free $50 Samsung discount only using the link below. And then all the usual benefits. Up to $9,000 in trade-in credits if you trade in your old smartphone. And free 512GB storage upgrade. These are limited time offers during the pre-order phase, which ends on August the 11th. Hey guys, Sak here from sakitech, and in today's video what we have here is we have the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. So let's unbox it, perform a full setup, and do a review of Samsung's latest flagship foldable smartphone. And of course, I do want to let you know that this device was sent over by Samsung for review purposes. So let's dive in right away. You can see this here is the box. It comes in the usual size, and then we can lift this up just like this. Put this to the side, and here's the phone. Now I'm going to grab the phone. This phone is going to be in mint color. All right, I'm going to put it right here for 1 second. We do have a box within a box right here. Inside that box, we have a SIM card ejection tool. We have a USB Type-C to Type-C cable. And of course, we have a very small quick start guide to get you started. So let's put all this stuff aside and focus on the main dish right here. When you undress it, this is what it's going to look like, and this one happens to be in the mint color. But on their website, you do have an option to pick from 7 different colors, and this is the available color palette. Let's do a full tour around the device. All right, so there we have it. You can see it is folded shut. Let's quickly look at the camera. So what we have here is we have a 12 megapixel wide and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. We do not have a telephoto lens on this phone. Over here we have the flash. Now the top part of the screen, you can see we have one microphone on the top and we have 2 microphones at the bottom. And then at the bottom we also have the USB Type-C port, and we have that one speaker grill. You can see that the finish around the edges is a shiny metal finish. Personally, I like the matte finish, but once you put a case on these things, it doesn't matter. Now here on the top part, what we have is we have the SIM card tray. So you poke that hole and you put your SIM card in here. And then if I rotate this to the other side, again, on the top, you can see we have the volume rocker and we have the power button / fingerprint sensor. So that's what we have around the phone. On the back, of course, we have the hinge mechanics. You can see we do have a Samsung logo. Looks very nice. And of course, you can see that this phone flips completely flat with no gaps right here, which is a nice aesthetic look. So here's a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4, and you can see we have this gap in here. With this one, that gap is gone. It just looks more flush and more symmetrical. Anyway, let's turn this thing on, set it up, take a look at the outer display and also the inner display and get some details. All right, so when you turn on the phone for the very first time, and if the display is flipped like this, all you're gonna see is the time, the date, and this animation in the rear. You do have to unfold it to perform the full setup. Once you do that, you are gonna see the welcome screen. And at the welcome screen, you can tap on start to get started right away. So I'm going to agree to the terms that are not optional. I'm going to tap on agree. And then it might ask you to connect to the Wi-Fi, which I did just a second ago. So this is the other screen you're going to see. It's going to ask you to set up with another device. If you want to transfer information from another device, you can go one of these routes. I'm going to set up a fresh new phone. Tap on setup manually. You can see the Wi-Fi has been connected already. Just plugged in my password. Tap on next. It's going to ask me for the mobile connection. Now you can do eSIM. And these providers support eSIM. But again, we are going to set this later. And here's another option to copy apps and data over from another phone. Again, you can use this or the one you saw in the beginning. That's up to you, but I'm doing a fresh phone. I'm going to say don't copy. It's checking the information, all the usual stuff. And of course, we have to sign up with a Google account. Let me do that right now. Okay, so we can agree to adding this Google account. I'm just going to breeze through all these basic settings, accept. And then, of course, like I said, we have a fingerprint sensor in the power button here. So you can tap on this to start that process. If I tap on continue, first you have to set up a screen lock. So tap on next, and we do have to pick a pin. It's just a simple pin for this video. Use anyway. Okay, and once you put the pin, it starts the fingerprint recognition process. You can see it's going to ask you to tap over here on the corner. So I'm just showing you so you can see it clearly here, but you keep tapping right here. It's going to keep reading it. Once you're done, you're going to be good to go. I'm going to set that up and I'm going to test it in a second, but I'm going to skip it for now. But you do have that fingerprint sensor, so tap on more, skip this as well, skip. And now the phone is getting ready. We are about to get dumped into the main dish. Now I do recommend highly to log in with a Samsung account to get full functionality of your phone. Again, we are going to agree to what is necessary and leave all the optional stuff out for now. Tap on agree. We are now signed in. Disable customization service. Everything else is fine. I can turn that off too. Tap on agree. Now do you want a light mode or the dark mode? I'm just going to go with the light mode for this video, but you can go with the dark mode and you get that, dark background. Tap on next. Now this here is very important, so you want to read this. Okay, so when you come to this screen, make sure you go over all these details. However, one cool thing is this phone is in fact water resistance IPX8, which it says right here. So that's great. But you can read this, tap on next. And we are all set. Tap on finish. Let's get dumped into the home screen. All right, the first thing, of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch the screen. I'm going to go to wallpapers and pick something a little bit less boring. But these are the base wallpapers, okay? These are all the wallpapers. This is not bad, actually, right here. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so that's a nice wallpaper. But we do have some other options over here. Change. And we also have these graphical options, which are also further customizable. We'll keep this one, I like it. When I quickly talk about the display on the inside, so we have the display on the inside. This is a 6.7-inch display. It does have up to 120 Hertz display refresh rate, so it's going to be super smooth, and it's going to be extremely bright. In fact, this thing is going to have a peak brightness of 1,750 nits, okay? In outdoor conditions, you can always enable extra brightness when you go outside to see everything, even under direct sunlight. And of course, then we have the outer display, and you know that this one is a 3.5-inch OLED display. Very bright, very colorful. It has 306 pixels per inches, which is enough, and the resolution is in fact 720 by 748. All right, guys, so now what we're going to do is we are going to turn our attention to the cover display and see all the capabilities of this guy, which is one of the main attractions of this phone, and there's a lot you can do. So first and foremost, let me turn this off. Double tap to turn it off and turn it on. You have this screen. You can swipe to the side to see your notifications. Then you can swipe to the other side to go through your widgets. But to see the widgets, you do have to unlock the phone. So I'm going to unlock it with the PIN number. And now, again, I can go this way and I can see all my various widgets. I can pinch the screen and bring this view that shows me all my different widgets, as you can see. So I can select any one that I want and I can start using it immediately. When you use a widget like this stopwatch and you go back to the home screen by swiping up, you're going to see it is going to turn into a little icon at the bottom here. And it's actually live. You can tap it to go back. Remember, we have the swipe gestures on this screen as well. So I can swipe up to go to the home screen, which is this one. I can press and hold. Let me X this out. Pause, X, go back. Now I can press and hold and modify my home screen on my cover display. So I can go through all these various options, as you can see, okay? So very, very customizable home screen. And if I swipe one more time, it says open phone for more cover screen options, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. There's even more options, but let's pick one over here, the one that I had. Pretty good. Again, notifications on this side. If I swipe down, bunch of quick toggles, brightness setting. If I tap it, additional brightness settings, all right? And also, you are able to have a couple apps on this screen. So I can have the YouTube application. Tap on it, it's going to launch the YouTube app. And then from here, I can actually watch videos on the cover screen in pretty nice detail, okay? So it is a 3.7-inch display. It allows you to actually watch some movies on YouTube right here. I'm going to show you what other apps are compatible in a second. But another thing I'm going to show you guys is when you are in any widget screen, you can press and hold, and you can delete widgets, or you can go all the way to the end. You can tap on plus, and you can add any available widget like this one right here. And all these things are going to show up in the widget screen. Very, very easy and natural to use this cover display, as you can see. So let me just unflip the phone. I'm going to show you a couple more things here. I am able to go to the settings and swipe down and go into cover screen. And here, look at this. We can add additional home screen panels to the cover screen. I can tap on manage. From here, you saw these outside a little while ago. I can delete the ones I don't need, okay? And I can also add new ones. When you add new ones, you have all these options. You have informative presets. So I'm going to tap on this one right here. Okay, so this can be my new cover display. You've got, let's go back here to the cover screen, add new. You can also do graphical stuff, which is the ones we looked at, a couple of these guys, okay? And by the way, when you tap on any one of these guys, you get the options to modify the photos and also the characters. In this case, photos and characters change together. But again, there's so many ways to customize it. Here's the simple stuff. This is the one we've been using, okay? If I tap on this one, I can do that as well. And if I go back, I got colors option. With the colors option, if you pick a particular color, you can change that color. All these are going to reflect on the outer display, okay? These are my favorite, the informative presets. I can change the color, by the way. Okay, let's do green. Tap on done. And then when I flip the phone shut, you can see that's the one that we have as our home screen. And of course, you can take calls on that display as well and stuff like that. Now, one more thing I'm going to show you. If you go to the settings, cover screen, at the bottom, you have a couple other options here. You can change the cover screen timeout to 15, 10, 5 seconds. But the big thing is, if I go back out and if I go into advanced features, as you can see, in labs, I am able to do apps allowed on cover screen. So if I click on this guy, you can see I can have these various applications available on the cover screen. As more apps become compatible, they're going to show up right here. So I can do maps, messages, Netflix, and all that on the cover display. So when I go back out there, okay, let's see. Let me swipe it in, unlock it. And here's my applications that I'm able to access from the actual cover screen. Alright, so we have talked about just about everything. Now, beyond the cover display, which is the main attraction, this is a Samsung phone running One UI 5.1.1 with Android 13. And it's got all the features you can expect a Samsung smartphone to have. We got the device care right here to manage the battery, storage, and memory, and all that stuff. The battery, we're going to do tests on that later. This is a brand new device, so we don't have much data as of yet. But the one thing that people have been asking me is, under connected devices, we do not have Samsung DeX. We have link to Windows, multi-control. So you can see here's a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra that does have the Samsung DeX feature right here. That's one thing that's missing from these phones, which makes sense. These are small, pocketable smartphones that are supposed to be fun. So stronger features like Samsung DeX are reserved for the Fold, for the S series of phones, and all that. But that does bring us to the end of this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below. Let me know. For now, guys, have a fantastic day.